Dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and tonight I've got another spoiler-free book review to share with you guys. And tonight we are talking about How to Survive a Horror Story by Mallory Arnold. I grabbed this off of NetGalley because, if we're being honest, I was incredibly intrigued by the title. So let's just get on into it. I'll tell you the basic plot synopsis, and then I'll share my thoughts. So what we have here is the story of 7 horror authors who are called to the manor of the recently deceased Mortimer Queen. And he is the king, no pun intended, of horror. Or perhaps, probably pun intended. He had a lengthy career writing horror novels. He's much beloved, just the top of his craft, And so these 7 people come. We've got Melanie, and Chester, and Scott, and Buck, and Winnie, and Crystal, and Petey. And they all show up. They all, received a letter saying they've been called for the reading of Mortimer's will. Now, once they arrive at the house, as we're getting to know all of them, we start to realize that all of their relationships with Mortimer is incredibly fraught. And they've all got a reason for him to be incredibly upset with them. And as the day progresses, they learn that they are trapped inside of this house, and they have to figure out, or they have to play a game in order to get to the end, and then find out, I guess, what is in the will. And it just really goes from there. It goes from there. And when I was reading, I kept thinking to myself, like, if I got called to the home of a man who I knew probably hated me, I don't think I'd go. I do not think I would go. And they shouldn't have went. So that's really all I can tell you without saying too much. But it's just kind of I'm trying to think of how to word this. There were multiple times when I was reading this book that I wondered if it was YA, and I actually eventually went to see what the genres were listed as, because there was something, especially about the manor itself, like the home they're trapped in as they're trying to play the game to get to the end. Which is like a series of riddles throughout various rooms of the house. It felt a little like Disney's Haunted Mansion to me, like this house, like a little goofy, I guess you'd say. But that said, like, any deaths that occurred in the book was quite gruesome. So it's like the house itself was a little silly, but then the deaths were quite gruesome. So it's kind of like I wasn't quite sure what to make of it. I will say I liked the ending. I liked the ending a lot. Especially like the last, say, 20% of the book. I was like, okay, all right. So I'm probably going to give it like a 3.5 stars. But if you like, I saw it compared to Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. And you know what? I didn't love that book either. But a lot of people did. So I'm guessing a lot of people will also like this one. So it's just not my cup of tea. And perhaps if I had read it be compared to that before I requested it, maybe I wouldn't have. But still, I was so intrigued by that title. And it's a beautiful cover. So there you go. This is a quick one, I know. But again, there's not a lot I can say without saying too much. Plus, I just wanted to pop on here. It's been almost a week since my last video. I was reading a lot for the podcast, which the new podcast episode is up on Spotify if you want to check that out. Me and my good friend Krista, we take a garden gummy and we talk about I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. So if you want to go and see what she thought of that book, because if you've been around my channel for a while, you already know what I thought about it. Loved it. But what did she think? Go and check that out. THC Library on Spotify. And that's going to do it for me for tonight. I hope you all are having a great day or night whenever you're watching. And I'll see you again real soon. Bye.